go.
Hey, got it.
Yeah, hello everybody. Welcome to the Golden Nugget Nation. This episode is on the 1st of September of 2021. And I will tell you, it's kind of an interesting thing in my house because half the household is from the former Soviet republics. And for them, this is the first day of the fall, the autumn. They consider this is the very first day of that time period. And yet, because I'm North American and British, 21st of September is usually, when we get to the equinox and we sit there and say, okay, now we start the movement forward. So I have to remember to wake up today and say, hey, happy first day of autumn, everybody. But they don't respond back to me until about 3 weeks later. So that's just the way life goes. Tonight, we have a special guest. We have Andrea Barragan. Andrea, I've known for a year now. She's just absolutely a delightful person. And in that time period, I've watched her change and grow, new mindset, move internationally. Just you know what it's like when you see a bud in the garden and it holds the promise, and then you see it begin to unfold and become this beautiful bloom. This is my friend. She's just like that. And I am so pleased that she's here. So thank you, Andrea, for coming in and say hello to everybody.
Wow, Gary, that's quite an introduction. You left me speechless. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate you having so much confidence and just giving me so much encouragement all this year. Yeah, it's true. You've seen all the things that I've been going through, and it's just such a pleasure to be with such a wonderful friend as you. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you. We have a mutual admiration society here.
But you know what, this morning I went for a walk and I was thinking, this feels like autumn. So it must be autumn because it really felt like autumn. Regardless of what the dates say, it felt like autumn. So yeah, I'm with your family.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, this morning I was going to go to the gym to go do some swimming time. And yesterday when I got dressed, I wore shorts, short sleeve shirt, sandals. Today, long trousers, long sleeves, wondering whether I should have worn like a pullover sweater because it has changed so much here.
I'm wearing a sweater.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, so it's all crazy. Well, look, let's talk about your story because people who are part of the glorious Golden Nugget Nation, as well as elsewhere on the net and Facebook, probably saw a post that Andrea wrote about her own personal life experience. When I read it, I immediately saw every component of the law of attraction in play. I don't know what Andrea was starting off with, but what I love right off the bat, Andrea has this wonderful sense of spirituality and connection to a higher power. And this relationship is truly like parent to child, from how she explains it. And what I thought was so beautifully put was when she's going in the wrong direction, she gets kind of like, wrong direction, my child, like a loving parent would, And that was the introduction to her story. And so, Andrea, can you just kind of share a little bit with us about that connection, about how important it has been over the last year or so in your life, even longer if you want, and how I think a lot of people would like to have that kind of relationship, but they don't know how. They don't know. Maybe they never understood a step or two. So I'm just wondering if you could just share a capsulated 2.5 minutes on that.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. Basically, that wasn't me. That wasn't me a few years ago. It's been definitely a work in progress. I was the rebellious type. I was, it just, I resisted everything. Everything was about resistance. No, it's got to be my way or the highway. And yeah, I got a lot done, but it was always forced. And my intentions were good because I wanted to do something good, and I felt that, okay, this is the way it should be done. And I don't care what anybody says, I'm gonna do it because I believe it's the right thing to do. But in recent years, I felt really deep in my heart that it's, yes, we can do what we want to do, but it's gotta be under certain conditions. And it's got to be under those conditions of gratitude. It's got to be under those conditions of surrendering to something greater. For me is God, because this is what I've grown up. This is my culture, and this is what I believe. It's my God, it's my creator. And so being able to surrender to that greater power and acknowledging that each time we come to a roadblock, or each time that we come to something that we feel resistance, it's that moment where we've got to stop and say, thank you, God. Thank you, greater power. Thank you. Because this is something that I need to learn. It's something that I need to understand. It's something where I need to pivot, or it's something where I need to stop and think and reflect on it. And it hasn't been easy for me, but it's been a journey of a lot of trial and error, and yeah, it's also been painful as well. But as I reflect on every single experience, and I think, hey, Pino, how are you? Good to see you. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah. So it's been a journey of, yeah, like a parent and child. The way I see it is a rebellious child deciding not to be rebellious anymore, and just saying, okay, you've got something for me. You've got this presents for me. You want to give me all these presents, and I'm ready to receive them. I'm ready to accept whatever it is that you want to give me. I'm going to unwrap it, and I'm going to be grateful for it, no matter what it looks like. Because sometimes as children, we might get a present and we'll say, ugh, this is not what I wanted, and we'll reject it. And as a parent, the parent is really sad, right? Because the parent is thinking, well, I thought this is what you wanted. I thought this is what you needed. But that kind of relationship where you accept and where you're grateful, gratitude comes, it's primary in this relationship, to have that gratitude.
You just reminded me of when I was a child. I had a friend that was telling me about Christmas Day, and he says, you know how disappointing it is when you find that the biggest box under the tree with your name is full of school clothes.
Yeah.
But truly there's a real gift there, because this is so important. So let's just progress a little bit further here. So that's a wonderful introduction to you and this relationship that you have with wonderful components, because there's gratitude in there, there's like surrender, there's a willingness to be teachable and humble and flexible. So those are all really wonderful components. So I also like the fact that you told me, I haven't always been this way. I've been rebellious,
Yeah.
So I can so relate to that. But the other component is you've honed through real effort to become this teachable person. So tell us about the car. Tell us that journey.
That's actually a really fun journey, really fun journey. So, I moved back to the US back in February, and I've been abroad. I've been an expatriate for 25 years. And so imagine in 25 years, all the credit that I had in the US after I graduated from college, everything that I did in the US was gone. It's vanished. And if you don't have credit here in the US, if you don't use credit cards, if you don't buy things, if you don't spend your money and create a credit, then you can't do anything. When I came, I couldn't even get a phone line because I didn't have credit. So I couldn't buy a new phone. I couldn't do anything because no one knew who I was. There was just no record of there wasn't anything bad, but there wasn't anything good. And I was thinking, well, here's my bank. I just got a bank account and here's what I have. So why can't you just give me this credit? And they said, sorry, you don't have any record with us and you don't have any credit. Your credit score is non-existent. So that was the first shocker. And so it meant that I couldn't do anything. So I couldn't buy a car. I thankfully I was able to rent my apartment, but I couldn't buy a car, and I could do things that normal people get to do here. So I waited, and I was thinking, okay, well, if I can't buy a car, then I'll just work on it. I will start thinking about what kind of car I want, how much I want to pay for it, what do I want to do with it, when do I want to get it. And it just so happened that my daughter went back to Japan, so she left me her car. And so I decided to just wait until she came back to get a car. And I did all my research. I wanted this price. I wanted to pay this monthly fees, this monthly payments. I wanted to pay this down payment. And I thought about the color of the car. I thought about the make of the car. I thought about everything, every specific detail. I even thought about the inside color of the car. And I just wrote it down, and I did research, and I looked around, and there were several brands several makes that I wanted to look at. And throughout these 5 months, I was just thinking and wondering, okay, what should I get? And where should I go? And this is a very small town, well, city, it's a small city. So there aren't many dealers. But when my sister came, I said, I need to get a car. I just had that feeling. It was just that moment when you feel that you need to do something and you just got to do it. And so we started going to these dealers, and every time we went to a dealer, they would just sit back and say, we don't have what you want. But we've got this and we've got that. And, they try to sell you. They try to get you to buy what they want, not what you want. And so I just smiled and I said, thank you, but this is what I'm looking for. And I would walk out. And we did that. And lo and behold, I decided that I was going to send out my specifications to dealers in other states. And I had this feeling that I needed to send it to Utah because everybody was saying, okay, this is where you're going to find your car. And it's not so far away from Idaho. And so I did, and I got the same response. We don't have this, but we have this. And finally, and then some dealers would say, yeah, we've got what you want, but the price is the price. And that's what they would send in the text. It would say, the price is the price.
The price is the price.
The price is the price. And I said, okay, that's fine. Well, this is my price. This is what I'm looking for. And finally, and my sister would say, well, this seems okay. You're not going to find a car that's going to be exactly what you're looking for. And I just said, well, no, let's see. Let's see. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in any rush. And if this is going to happen, it's going to happen. If it's not, I'll just get a bicycle. So being able to say, not being in that mindset of desperation, not being desperate about the, oh, I got it. If I have to have this. No, I don't have to have it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And there's always an option. We always have an option for everything. It may not be the best option, but we can live with it. If we can live with that option, then we better be prepared to do it, to follow through in case what we really want doesn't go through. And so that was my mindset. I just thought, this is what I can do. If it doesn't go through, this is what I can do. And I'm going to live with it, and I'm going to be okay with it. And that's what I did. There was no desperation. There was no rushing, no impatience, nothing. I just said, this is what I want, and that's all that I'm going to take. And my sister was just saying, oh my goodness, this is crazy. But
Yeah.
finally,
yeah. People who don't understand the law of attraction think people like you are absolutely nuts. Yeah. So continue.
yeah. But finally, I got a response from somebody who said, and this was hilarious. He said, 5 hours ago, we got exactly what you want. We've got your car. We've got exactly what you want. I'm sorry, I can't get rid of this. Oops, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh,
We're here
sorry.
still. We're still connected.
Okay, here we go. Sorry. So yeah, 5 hours ago, we got your specifications. It's exactly what you want. And in fact, it's not, how the cars have these levels that you start with the SE, and then you go to the XLE, and then you go to the premium.
Mhm.
Well, he said, but there's one thing that it's not the lowest level, it's the XLE level. It's
Okay,
not the
right,
SE,
gotcha. Okay.
it's the XLE.
Mhm.
And so it's one grade higher.
Right.
And I said, okay, that's fine, but can you meet this price? That's great if it's a grade higher than what I'm looking for, but can you meet this price? And he said, let me talk with my manager. And he talked to his manager, and he came back to me and he said, okay, my manager said that if you have the credit, then we're gonna go for it. We're gonna get you what you want. And then I thought, oh my goodness.
It's all about credit again.
Yeah, I don't have the credit. I have the money. I don't have the credit. And I just said, well, I've been away for 25 years and I don't have the credit because I haven't had any credit cards here in America. And they said, okay, let me go talk to my manager again.
Right. Go talk to finance man. Okay, go.
Yep, the finance managers. It's all about that. And so I thought, okay, well, that's okay. You know what? If I don't get the credit, if they won't give me the credit, that's fine. It's totally fine. I'm going to ride my bicycle. It's okay. But he comes back and he says, okay, do you have somebody who can co-sign for you? And I talked to my sister and she said, yeah, that's not a problem. I can co-sign for you. And they said, yeah, go ahead. And she co-signed the lease and everything. And I got it. I got the car that I wanted with exactly the price that I wanted, with the down payment that I wanted. And my sister was like, she looked at me and she said, this is a miracle.
Well, not only did you get exactly what you wanted in many respects, you got an upgrade.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I was just like thrilled. And not only did I get an upgrade, there's, the racks that are on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
It came with one of those crossbars for in case you want to take luggage or if in case
a bicycle.
Yeah. That's for my mountain bike.
Well, I will tell you that I know Eastern Idaho, and in wintertime, that car will be much more appreciated than a bicycle.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
But that's okay. Even if I didn't get it, I was willing to get my bicycle.
That's really such a lovely story. And it does, it has all those components because, you know, you started from a space of gratitude and a vision of what you wanted. You did the research, you did a lot of work, mental work,
Yeah.
virtually manufacturing the car you wanted in your mind. Make, model, color, interior, exterior, wheels, air conditioning, not air conditioning, whatever it is, but exactly what you wanted.
Yeah.
And then you went out and people were like, no, 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 or yes, we got kind of, and maybe you'll take that and you'll have to pay more, or this is the price. I got exactly what you want, but the price is the price, and that's not the price that you said.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you kept your vision, you kept your boundaries.
Yes. Yes.
And
I refuse to, yeah, I just refuse to betray myself.
yeah, you didn't compromise
This,
yourself at all.
no,
Yeah.
no, this time I wasn't going to do that because I've done that in the past. I've bought things and I've made decisions in the past where I just said, okay, well, I'll compromise.
Mm.
But this time I wasn't willing to compromise, and it wasn't from a place of grudge or anger or disdain or disappointment. It was from a place of, that's okay, just surrender, and I'm okay with it. I'm willing to not take second best or split the difference in order for me to one day really get what I want.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was very important. And you know, in your book, Gary, your book, you talk about the positivity fast.
Mm.
And that is so true. When we maintain a positive outlook, things just happen. They happen because we are positive, because we're not accepting this negative energy, that rather we're rejecting that negative energy, and we maintain a focus on this positive
Mhm.
outlook, positive energy
Mhm.
that just overwhelms everything else, and it gets rid of the negativity, and it's so
It's
on
almost
point.
playful, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
people
it's
are kind of like,
fun.
they're looking at you like, um, I, I don't see how you can think that, right? I don't think, but you see it. You see it. You feel it. You taste it. You touch it. You know, it's like that gratitude has already expressed thank you to the universe for it. You know it's yours. You're
Exactly.
just waiting for delivery. Just
Yeah.
like, you know, you wouldn't believe this, but 5 hours ago, that car just showed up. And the only problem is, you know, it's one level higher in luxury and
Yeah,
quality than the one that you're looking for, but we'll sell it to you
exactly.
for the same price. The only obstacle is you need to get a co-signer. Hey, I just happen to have one visiting. Boom, done.
Exactly. Everything was just aligned so perfectly well. Just everything was just like a puzzle that, you know, you get this piece, but it doesn't fit really well. But then all of a sudden, all these pieces start coming together and it's a perfect fit. And
Yeah.
you
Can I
just,
ask you? Can I
yeah,
ask you? From the time your sister arrived and you started this with your sister there, to the time that the car was found and it was just discovered that you just needed a co-signer, how long was that?
it was 3 days. 3 days.
Do you see that it was a divine timing and not your time?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it wasn't. It was something like I felt. It was it. That was it. But you know, if there was any doubt in my mind, it did it didn't fit in there. There was just a feeling of peace and harmony within me. I just had nothing that could destroy this perfect timing. Nothing. It was just so punctual and so perfectly aligned. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you, because, you know,
It,
this story is so teachable. It is so, I mean, you are a professional teacher by training and everything, but
Yeah.
you have literally, by your own experience, proven start to finish product,
Yeah.
the law of attraction. And not only that, but at the point you need to turn the car you're currently using over to its owner,
Yes.
virtually within hours before that actually happens, you are getting your car. You know,
Yes.
you know,
Yes. Yes. And it's hilarious because that thought came over my mind 5 months ago when my daughter left. It just, it was a thought. It was just a very, very fleeting thought that I would get my car when she came back. And it was just, one step, one event after another, but it didn't even cost me anything. It was just that energy and that vibration and those good feelings and that feeling of gratitude, because I really enjoyed driving her car too. So it was
okay,
great.
now my lovely friend,
Yeah.
you've manifested a car.
Oh yeah.
Now tell me, what is going to be manifested next?
Oh, what's next? I think I have everything I need. I'm
No,
just
you don't.
right now in this perfect
No,
place.
you don't. No, you don't. It is time for you to, because the law of attraction, the more you use it, the faster things start showing up for yourself.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
So,
there's never,
yeah.
we can't
So,
stop.
yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
you have a dream,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
Joseph, the Joseph and the Technicolor coat, he sings about any dream will do. No, not any dream will do. Your dream will do. Now you go out, get your next dream, and build it just like you built this car,
yes.
and go get it.
Yes. Yes. And we do it, the way we do it is just by intentionally
It's all
setting
intention.
setting the intention, setting down the intention, and thinking about it positively. And when those feelings of negative feelings come to your mind, just get rid of them. And the way I get rid of them is by being grateful for them. Anytime that a negative feeling comes to mind, I just say thank you, God, for this negative feeling.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people forget that because you have begun this process of creation, the universe is not just benign, it's beneficial to you. And if you have begun the path down the wrong way, you begin to get confusion, you can't get clarity, where you thought you once had clarity, now it's no longer there. And it's the universe literally saying, I'm sorry, my child, you've made a wrong turn here. Back up, get back on the right path, and then get that there. And so your car is a wonderful example, because it's kind of like, hey, I know I need to get one, I need the timing, I've got time, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, let me look into the cards. In the beginning, you're just playing. It's just playing.
Yeah.
But when you get to that point where you start to literally create and begin the manifestation process, the past, the negativities of the past, those doubts and fears and challenges will raise their ugly head.
Yes.
But as
They come
you
knocking.
express
They
gratitude for
definitely.
them, because you knew in the back of your mind, there says, well, I don't really have the credit, and I'm expecting credit, somehow. How do I get over that? And you didn't really have a solution yet. You didn't
No,
really
I
have a
didn't.
solution. You didn't have a solution. Their
Yeah.
credit manager came back with a solution.
Yes.
And how many people would sit there and say, oh, don't know anybody who would co-sign for me, but you had your sister sitting right next to you,
Yeah.
who loves you,
Yeah.
who cares about you, who is not your neighbor. I mean, that lives across country and things like that, or a good
Yes.
distance away. And
Yes.
all of a sudden you're there like, would you be willing to do this? Of course I would. I'd love to do that for you. And can we go down and get the paperwork signed now? Kind of a thing, because she's here today, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it's all taken care of. And there's a divine timing. There is a divine process. But when you think about it, okay, my creativity on this thing started 2 months before I actually made the decision it's time to make the purchase. And I start sending out messages and people are saying no, but I'm sending out more messages and more messages. And I'm being very specific. This is what I want. And if they say they don't have it, fine. If they say it's too much, okay, next, go on. But you get the right guy, the right deal, the right car, a better deal, same price, same everything you were going to go for. And that's a 3-day window.
Yeah. Yeah. It just so
That's a
quickly.
3-day window.
Yeah.
know,
Incredible.
The mental process
Wonderful.
started, 5 months ago.
Months. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Almost
the
half a
actual,
year.
I'm now putting my effort into it, may have been 2-3 weeks. And
Yeah.
then when the person says, I've got what you're looking for, here's the challenges.
Yes.
3 days, done.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just beautiful. And I think what happens is that we are accustomed to living in the scarcity mentality. And when we live in the scarcity mentality, all these obstacles come up and we're not, it's a block. It's a
Right,
huge
right.
block.
It gives
We
you an
can't
excuse to
move
stop.
forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an excuse. If we're living in the scarcity mentality, and it builds distrust, and it
Right.
builds negativism, and it paralyzes people. But when we live in this mental environment of gratitude and abundance, then things come to you. Things
Mhm.
come to you at the right time, for the right reasons, and under the right conditions. And it's true 100% of the time, because it's happened to me. And it's not just this situation here, but in the past, when I've gotten rid of that scarcity mentality, when I've been open to receiving and also to giving, because I'm giving, I'm going to purchase this car, I'm going to pay this much, I'm willing, this is how much I'm willing to give. So is this how much, and how much am I willing to receive? So it's a mutual feeling, and it's a mutual relationship with what you want, what you desire.
Your confidence is waxing strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Look, Andrea, you're really awesome. And there are going to be people who are going to see this,
wonderful examples.
who aren't really in like Facebook groups, who are might even get this off of the internet, from YouTube or something like that, and watch it. How can they best contact you? If they like, I really want to talk to this person, I want to make sure she's real, I want to make sure she's telling me the truth. I know you got your thing, Boss Lady. I know you're on Instagram, and so give some contact details for people.
You can find me on Facebook, Andrea Barragan. That's it. Just find me on Facebook, and you can DM me. I'm very, very happy to talk to anyone. And yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm not really on Instagram. Well, I am, but I'm not.
Boss Lady is.
Yeah. Yes, I'm on Facebook. So yeah, just very easy to find me on Facebook. So
okay.
Yeah, hope to hear from you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Pino. It's so wonderful to see you tonight. How's your English coming along?
My English is perfect. It's very.
Yay, that's the spirit. Good job.
I love it. I love it, Pino. I missed
Positivity.
But there is some controversial. No, it's okay. What you are tell me, what you said before about love of attraction is a kind of philosophy in to live in now our life.
Mhm.
Okay, I am a Buddhist, no? I think there is a similarity
There is.
about the Buddhism I practice.
Mhm.
The scarcity, for example, scarcity is when you consider when you consider not like a Buddha, because Buddha is for the Buddhism that I practice, everyone is Buddha, and Buddha is perfect. The Buddha is not poor. Is not poor. He have everything. So you have to consider yourself like a Buddha, and the other people too. If you see in you the Buddha, this light of Buddha, everyone is Buddha. So the thinking and the heart, no, is sacred. Everyone is Buddha for the Buddhism. It's the same like the law of attraction, and we believe in the mystical law.
Mhm.
Mystical law is the same, but it's okay. Is the law of attraction is not a religion.
No, no. The law of attraction is a spiritual law
Law of attraction.
that has existed since before this world was created. And so I just want to make sure everybody is clear on that. This has absolutely nothing to do with religion, but it does have everything to do with a spiritual law. And when you obey a spiritual law, you
And
receive.
you obey.
When you obey the spiritual law, when you obey any law, you receive the consequence of obeying. You also, if you disobey a spiritual law, you will receive the consequence of the disobedience. And what we had is a beautiful example tonight from Andrea about obeying a spiritual law and how it was created in the mind. And then with the heart full of gratitude, she moved forward. And when the decision, the divine timing came, where she says, okay, now I'm really taking action, everything was put in place in a very small window, start to finish, done 3 days. What a beautiful story. So, but the story doesn't say it was only 3 days. It started long before, because it was a mental process in the beginning. And that's what people forget, is that it's the mental development that comes first. You are a creator. She had to create that car in her mind before it showed up at the car dealership lot. And so there was the mental work. There was the positivity. There was countering the negatives in lieu of the positives. And soon the positives just overwhelmed every obstacle. And, the final obstacle was this credit. And there was no obstacle, because the universe aligned, bringing somebody to the moment.
Yeah.
So that it was overdone. It's just finished. And so, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're only supposed to be 30 minutes for Gone 40. I've got to get off. So thank you so much, Andrea. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Pino, for showing up.
Thank you to you.
Next Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.